My name's Tristan McConnell and I'm a foreign correspondent, which means I report on people and places in the world beyond where the publications I work for are based. I write a lot about conflict, crises, criminality, politics, environmental change, and how all of these things affect people. Most of my work is going places, talking to people, and writing down what they say. I became a journalist because I wanted to understand the world better and help other people understand it too. An underreported story I recently wrote for Vox.com explored the importance of the endangered afrormosia tree in the Congo Basin. The story was part of a project on 3 different trees in 3 different parts of the world. What we wanted to do was show readers how amazing these trees are and how valuable they are while still alive. We wanted the trees themselves to be at the heart of the story and to inspire people. As a journalist, part of my job is to use writing to help people see and care about the places I'm covering. This story presented 2 challenges for me as a writer. The Congo River Basin is a place most readers will never have been to and may never go. How do I describe it to them? The subject of my story was a tree. How can I help readers connect to a non-human character? Today we'll look at some of the writing techniques I used in my story and that you can use to tell stories about places that are important and interesting to you. When you are taking readers to an unfamiliar place, one way is to start by describing your own journey to that place. I started my story in the city of Kisangani because a city is an environment that many readers can more easily picture. By then describing the journey to the forest, I'm inviting the reader to travel gradually from a known world to an unknown world, while building anticipation ahead of our arrival. I wrote, "A pair of 70 horsepower outboard motors cut the river journey westward from the city of Kisangani to just 2 hours. Not far downriver from Kisangani city limits, concrete and brick houses give way to thatched huts and, soon after, to the forest. Soon there's no riverbank at all. Trees and a kind of rainforest creeper called liana cascade directly into the Congo." Once you arrive at your destination, capture details that will help describe the place to the reader. Take notes, ask yourself questions like, what am I seeing? But also, what am I hearing? What do I smell? What textures can I feel? Look for the details that stand out and write everything down. Another way to note details is to take photographs. Nothing too clever, snaps with a phone will do. Later, I studied the photographs to help me remember details and even see things that I may have missed. How can description help the reader picture and even feel what is extraordinary about a place they may never have been or know little about? Try making comparisons to things that readers can relate to. Let's look at my description of the afrormosia tree. When I first saw the tree, I thought the bark was kind of red and white, a bit blotchy, but that sounds like some kind of skin disease. And what I wanted to do was share the wonder and beauty of the tree in this place. So I had to turn red and blotchy into something that evokes the ethereal. I wrote, "Its dappled bark glows silver in the shade and burns auburn in the sun. Its spreading upper branches reach the canopy. The delicate tapering leaves of its crown reach toward the sky." Glows silver and burns auburn evoke something mystical and otherworldly, as does the image of a tree that burns but lives. Reaching toward the sky hints at the tree's height, while the botanical term crown is not only specific, but also suggests something regal and magnificent. One distinct element of the story was its subject. Most stories focus on a person or a community, but what do you do when the subject of your story is a thing? One strategy I used in this article was paying close attention to my own feelings and senses, and writing them down. Later, I used those notes to describe the feeling of the forest in ways I hoped would resonate. This process requires some patience and a willingness to just sit. I asked myself, how do I feel in this place? Why do I feel that way? What does this place remind me of? By attributing human feelings and characteristics to a place, you humanize it and make it relatable to the reader. When I first saw the afrormosia tree, I was struck by its strength. Here's how I tried to capture that. I wrote, "It is slow growing and requires a great deal of light, a scarce resource in thick forest. To survive, it has developed a novel and unusual technique for managing its growth, racing upwards and outwards when light is plentiful, and pausing almost in stasis when it is not. Afrormosia is a totem of survival and coexistence. Wherever an opening is made in the canopy, afrormosia seizes the opportunity to thrive." Did you notice I use words like racing and seizes to capture the tree's agency, its active engagement with the world, as well as its resilience and its strength? Of course, it's pretty easy to write a compelling story when you're going somewhere as incredible as the Congo rainforest. But how do you do this with a place that is more familiar and seemingly mundane, like your own neighbourhood, your own house, or even your own room? Try this. Describe a journey to the place. How do you get to this specific, unique place from somewhere more universal, more familiar to a reader? Observe, take notes, and capture details. List details that are unique about your space. The colours and smells, the texture and light, the personal items, the books, photographs, posters, a music collection. They reveal something about the nature of the person who occupies this space. Make comparisons and use figurative language to describe the context. What's going on around your subject? Try this. Do you have a window? Look outside. Is someone passing by? How do they walk? Do they look anxious? How do you know? Don't just tell me they look anxious. Show me what they did to reveal that anxiety, or that happiness, or whatever else. Finally, use your own feelings about the place in your description. This doesn't mean writing "I" into every sentence. It means being tuned into your senses. The advantage that you have in describing a familiar place is that you know how it makes you feel. Does the room feel cozy or suffocating? This is how you will make a reader relate to the place the same way you do. Make them empathise. Try to capture your feelings in words. Being a foreign correspondent is an incredible privilege, but the descriptive tools we use are no less relevant in your own country or even your own home. The world is literally full to bursting with underreported stories. All you have to do is open your eyes, be curious, and write everything down.